Hey everybody, happy Wednesday and welcome to Sideshow Live! Woo!
Yeah!
We have such a fun, there's a voice off camera. I'm just gonna introduce him right off the top. We've got Jeff May in studio today.
Right.
He's gonna hang out with me.
Hey.
We're gonna talk, you know him.
That's
Host,
me.
comedian, friend of the show, Sideshow Podcast, and teller of funny jokes.
That's what I do. They're all fun. All of the jokes are funny because then they're not jokes.
What are we doing today, Jeff?
We are going to be covering a lot of stuff today.
A lot of stuff. We've got some DC Collectibles.
Yeah,
that we're
we
gonna look
do.
at. We're gonna look at some Sixth Scale Figures from Hot Toys.
Oh yeah, we are.
And we're gonna talk.
We're gonna talk.
But about you.
We're gonna talk about
we're gonna
you.
talk about you. No, we're gonna talk about
Me?
you. We're gonna flip. I got some hard-hitting questions.
We got
for
a
you.
lot. My collectible personality is really made for this situation.
Perfect.
Right
That's
here.
why
I'm
you're on
glad
the
to
show.
be here. I love it. I love every moment that I get to spend at Sideshow.
Yay.
So a couple extra moments will be great.
While you sip out of that fantastic-looking Dino mug, Sideshow exclusive,
Oh wow, can you get these? Wow.
available now at Sideshow/.
I'm a corporate
Dino.
shill.
You guys, let's go ahead and kick off today's show with feature collector, and that is George Moore. George, show us what you got.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
George, what do you do?
I think he stole Sideshow's campus and just like put it in his house. He portals over here overnight. I see a Hulk. Wow. I can't even.
It's like a damage. There's a lot
How
going
do you
on here.
how do you walk in there?
Much going on in there right now.
That just seems like the world's most expensive dominoes right in there. Like if one thing goes down.
George, I don't know where you live, but I hope everything is like earthquake proof because you got a lot of valuable things in there. I see Superman.
That is
I
so
see.
nuts.
What else do you guys see?
I see-
Missing a hand.
Yeah, so is Deadpool.
Deadpool's missing a hand?
So is Zangief.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Maybe they
Deadpool is
switched.
Missing his hands.
That hobgoblin is dope.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Look at it. Look at it. Everybody look at it.
Look into your screen and look past it because
He's
there's
got a
so
Patient
much.
Zero statue on the bottom.
Are those
Yeah, I see that.
are those
Looking this closely, it looks like it's a painting.
Really?
or like there's that Hulk in the background and then that
I feel
Hulk in
like,
the
George,
corner
you
here.
should have submitted like a panoramic shot of your vault as opposed to one photo because there's things on the edge that we're not
Well,
seeing.
You like blur your eyes and like a picture appears.
Oh, it's a magic eye.
Yeah.
And what you see is I would stare at that, and if I stare at it for too long, it would be a mortgage payment.
For all the young kids who don't know.
But that is
Magic
a
Eye
super impressive collection.
Oh, wow.
Like an aggressively impressive collection.
Well, George, your collection is flippin' amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. You guys, if you want to become a feature collector, just visit Sideshow/blog and we could maybe see your collection on the show. We're gonna go to a video break and we will be right back with more Jeff May.
Hey, that's me.
Hey!
Hey.
And we are back, and magically these DC Collectible vinyl figures have just appeared in front of me. So funny story about this is these are inspired by, obviously, the ladies of DC. And Jeff, you actually know the artist who did the artwork.
Yes, I was very excited. I was very excited to walk in here and see these pieces out there. And I was like, what are Chrissy's things doing here? These were based off the designs of Chrissy Zullo, who is an absolutely fantastic, amazing artist and wonderful person. So I was really excited to see these, and the fact that we get to talk about them, it's like a little bonus Christmas.
It is, a little Chrissy-mas.
Little
Chris.
God damn, that was good. That was good.
You're welcome with all the puns. Let's go ahead and just go down the line. Let's start with Hawkgirl with her iconic maze. I like that she's standing on a little puff of cloud.
A little puff of smoke.
She doesn't even need clouds. She can fly.
Yeah, I really like the design, the way they went with it, where it's sort of a soft. The look is very soft, but it also has that strength in it with the mace.
Yeah,
it's really. Look at it.
I agree.
She's in the clouds.
She's in the clouds. You're just weird.
She's flying in the clouds, bro.
Now you know what happens with my collectibles at home. That's what I do with them.
Do you wheel with them everywhere?
Sound effects. I like that these are very youthful looking, that they're, because like having the accurate ones, like comic accurate, movie accurate ones are great. But these are just fun, and they don't take up too much room. You can have all four. They're super affordable. And
highly stylized.
Which
I think is it's a really great move and it also, but it also sort of takes the idea of like the artistic style of an individual and brings that out into the forefront, if you will. Just all the good words.
All the good adjectives. Keep them coming.
Nailed it.
Be here all day. What I like about these is that they're youthful, like you said. They're inspired, and this is something that I love seeing when I walk down like at Comic-Con, Artist Alley, and just like art that's inspired by these heroes that we know and love, and it's like the artist's own take on it, and that's what kind of makes it fun. And so I usually, will return with 50 million of things that I don't know where to put in my house.
Yeah, it's great too because these pieces are fantastic, and because they're vinyl, they're strong. They're good, and they're not overly heavy.
Correct.
Which is another thing too.
You can't woo with them if they're heavy.
Yeah, like I'm not afraid of breaking as I snap it in half. Right? I'm not afraid of breaking this piece. It's a really strong vinyl piece, and it's just so detailed. They're so good. It really captures what the artist is going for.
I love the anime inspiration. The style is a little bit in there.
The eyes are great.
The eyes are great. I love the flowy hair too. There's nothing I hate more than like dead hair on a statue or a figure. It's just like straight and boring. And there's movement in this. For example, my favorite Wonder Woman, guys, she's got like full on color of the wind hair going on right now. It's moving.
I really like too that each of these statues really captures sort of the strengths of that character, with Wonder Woman kind of standing bold, like in the way, just being like, I'm not moving.
Yes,
and it's very, very, very,
She really is. Like, she's like full stop,
She's like, you're not getting through.
Any bad guys. Yeah. And then we've got Batgirl on her scooter.
This one's my favorite.
She's the cutest thing. Do you go woo with her?
What's funny is because I was in San Diego and
the cape is gone.
I ran into them at San Diego and literally said to Chrissy, I love the Batgirl so much. I love that little scooter.
Oh, so cute. Yeah. Stop it. Guys, this cape is soft. You don't want to tear it, but it's so cute. I need someone to cosplay as all four of these ladies next Comic-Con. And go.
One person, same time. Figure it out.
Quick change. You can do it. You can hide things in a cape.
You guys are smart. Let your geek side show. Figure it out.
We got Supergirl with her super cat.
With Streaky, right? Streaky the super cat. That's
her cape is soft too. I like that.
It's pretty great, right?
It's pretty great.
And so she's really fun, capturing that youthful smirk.
Yeah.
That Kara L. Is it Kara right now? Is that Supergirl? Okay,
Kara,
I'm just making sure.
Melissa Benoist. I like that her eyes are blue and red, like the rest of her costume. Everything ties together. In a cat fight, who would win? Goose or Streaky? Chat room, go.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Chat room, go. I mean, Streaky is pretty cute.
Streaky's pretty cute, but
Streaky has a cape.
A flirkin.
Don't have capes.
They don't have
many
capes,
other
but
things.
They have.
That's what they.
Those that kind of Blade 2 vampire.
Demogorgon type
yeah,
of
Demogorgon
type
mouths. That would be it's tough.
Yeah.
What's the chat
what's
thing?
the chat saying? They're like, we don't
30
care.
seconds behind.
Oh, we're
So-
30 seconds behind.
Yeah. So
We'll do
Get with
it
the
live.
Streaky, Maverick.
Maverick. Well, the original. Oh,
we get it.
man, I love these. Out of these 4, do you have a fave?
Yes, Batgirl.
Yeah?
I am in love with that Batgirl piece. The scooter, I think, is just such a cool little touch.
I know.
I also really love that design, like the original design of that Batgirl with like the yellow Doc Martin
Yes.
kind of style. And it was more of a tactical yet still comic booky design. Like they were like, no, this would be like leather.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than when you look at Batman, for example, and you're like, well, what is it? Is it spandex? Like, what's he wearing? Like, but in this, in that design, they very specifically made sure you knew what the costume was designed for,
Right.
why it was the way it was. And it's transferred so perfectly here. The colors are really great.
Yeah.
And just the look on her face, the fun of the scooter being there. I just think that's such a great piece.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Like, I think everybody know by now because I say it nonstop. Like, my favorite, my bias is Wonder Woman, and she looks fantastic. I love her pose, I love her hair and everything. But I feel like Barbara Gordon over here is showing her up on style.
It's just
So the votes are in.
The votes are in for the cats.
Barely pulled ahead.
it was
Goose?
tight.
Oh, it's
Just
because
barely.
Goose is really a
It was
flirkin.
very tight.
So
Yeah. I mean,
winning
that
wise,
makes sense. It's,
yeah.
You're
But we still love Streaky.
the last cat of Krypton
Yeah.
right there.
So you guys, these pieces can be found on Sideshow, and also all the pieces include a print featuring the original artwork of that collectible that is based on, which is who is Chrissy Zulo, and these are limited to 3,000. So make sure you check out all the links. Sam is popping them up on the screen for you. I feel like Buffy is going to be dropping them like it's hot in the chat. So make sure you grab those. These are available for pre-order, and they're expected to ship July through September of this year. So they're super affordable. And again, they're not overwhelmingly big, so you can definitely have all 4 in your house and not feel like you're gonna run out of room at all. Unless you're George,
Yeah, this is a
then you,
George. They'll all fit on one shelf.
yeah.
George,
yeah,
we got to start putting more and more
Yeah.
shelves. Get yourself to the store, buy a couple of $8
Yeah.
shelves, screw them in. You got your
Perfect.
vinyls up there.
And we will be back next week with more interior decorating tips with Jeff May.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go for it. Let's get a show. Let's get a show going.
Let's get a show
Me and you,
going.
we'll just go into people's
We'll do
houses,
it live.
and instead of being like, oh, here's how you make a garden, be like, how can we fit more collectibles?
More
in this
collectibles into
room?
your home. So your bedroom, we're gonna take the bed out.
Yeah, all right.
And we're
this
just
bed,
gonna put these figures in its place.
Yeah.
These 4 get the whole room.
Look, you only use up this much space in the bed, so we're gonna cut the bed in half, and we're gonna.
You don't
make
need to
it-
sleep. You just
There
need to
go.
collect.
Couple of more shelving units for all of your fantastic DC Chrissy Zulo vinyl
Yeah.
collectibles.
They're so adorable. They're so lovely and fun. I love them so much. Make sure you check them out on Sideshow. And we are gonna go to a video break and be right back. And we're back for more Wendy and Jeff today on Sideshow Live. I just been told that Jeff's wearing the coolest, most fun shirt alive, even though it says no fun. Show the peoples what you're wearing.
Is this what we're wearing? That this
The
is.
question is,
No fun, not ever.
why is butter churning not fun? It's like arm day.
It is arm day if you churn butter.
I mean,
You
I don't know. I'd rather just do arm day. I mean, I get that. Like, what am I going
But
to do
then
with
you
all
don't
that
get
butter?
to you eat it and put it on stuff.
I mean, yeah, but I have a small apartment. I don't know how much butter I can fit in my place
I see.
as well.
We'll see if we work on getting you a mini churner. Is that what you call them? Churner?
A mini churner? I remember. When I remember Thanksgiving, we made butter.
does have one?
We made butter. My aunt put it in a jar with like cream and salt and stuff, and we just had to shake it up. And I was like, I thought we had butter.
Your own shake weight.
It was kind of like
There
that,
you
yeah.
go.
And I was like,
Homemade
we
and
can just
delicious.
buy butter at the store. We don't need to make butter for Thanksgiving. Like,
But then you can't say this is homemade.
I don't need to. I'm not that invested.
This is
in
store
it.
bought.
Yeah.
This is from a
I don't have
grocery store down the
ownership
street.
of jar butter that I made. Like, that's not a big deal for me.
Well, Jeff, you are definitely no stranger to the Sideshow family. You have a podcast called Sideshow with Jeff May.
Do have a podcast called Sideshow with Jeff May.
You talk to so many people.
I talk to a lot of people. I've been lucky enough to. I tell people, I say, I'm not interesting, but I know a lot of interesting people. It's the best way that I could put it. So I have my basically friends and people I know, sort of like people that are sort of very active in the nerd world, comic book writers and artists, people that are, actors, comedians, web personalities, authors, and I'll have them on, and we literally just hang out for an hour and talk about whatever. Like, it's really fun. We don't even really have to talk about toys if we don't want to or anything.
Right.
It's just.
But why wouldn't you?
I mean, well, it is funny. Like, when you get the show and the hard work. So.
You just talk about yourself.
What a scam. I love it. Podcast hosts. Great scam. I just have people on,
I love
make them do the work. And
Yeah.
then but yeah, I do love it here. And we've done, I think, 12 episodes so far.
really?
They're bi-week. Super producer Sam, who is my savior every day that we record.
Sam literally is like the production. I mean, the production team here is incomparable.
They're the best,
but,
absolutely.
Like, it's seriously the best. So professional.
It's funny going from like podcasts where you do it yourself.
Yes,
and then I
correct.
come here and it's just.
And they check your levels for you and make sure you're on the right side of the face. And you're just like, yes.
And I'm always like,
easy.
oh, we never care about this on the one. No, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
There's
Yeah.
a comment. Jeff, your tattoo is peeking out from your right bicep. Looks kind of like a butter churn. They all think you might be obsessed with butter churn.
Can you show us our tattoo?
That
is it
right
a butter
there,
churn? Oh,
it
it's
is
Acme.
It is it's a TNT barrel. I used to be a boxer. It's one of my things, and I hit like a monster with my right hand.
You just
Uh,
kind of lightly slap with your left.
Yes, it's more just like a get away from me, you mean boxer man. No, it was actually my old coach said that you have explosives in your right arm, and
So
then he died. So I got this as a. Oh,
I'm
he
so
was
sorry.
like he was like 1,000 years old. It's fine. But then I got that as like a little memorial, and it
I
says
love it.
Acme. It says Acme on it because I also love Looney Tunes.
Yes.
So
who
I figured
doesn't?
I would get a Chuck Jones inspired boxing coach in memoriam tattoo.
That's what a sweet story.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's the better of. I have two tattoos, and one of them is
Yeah.
just like a trashy New England dude tattoo that I got when I was 18.
Okay.
So here's one that I actually made like an adult
You're, like,
decision
proud
to
of this
get.
one.
I was like, oh, that was fun.
And then maybe a couple years down the line on your left bicep, we can get the butter churner.
Just an old miserable butter churner. I'm like, because this is what life is really like.
Expectations versus reality on your arms.
This is something youthful and fun, and here's me accepting my fate.
Oh no, I feel like that's advice we can take down the road. So, so often you have people talking to you about themselves. Today we're going to talk about you. We're going to put the focus on you.
Oh no!
Somebody shine that like interrogation light, poof, on Jeff. Let's go ahead and start off. You talk about a lot of nerdy stuff. What are your fandoms?
Okay, comics. I'm a big comics fan. I've been a comics fan my whole life. I used to be a teacher, and I actually had a comic book club for the middle school that I was at,
Wow.
where I taught the kids about comics and how to make comics. It's why you'll see a lot of my guests are very comic related, because I've over a long time befriended a lot of these people that make them and everything. I love comic book art and the styles. The different ways that people sort of dive into the sequential art style and how they sort of cultivate that. Big Star Wars fan.
Yes.
I am, which is, I think, most people.
Most people.
Like, I think with
people.
Star Wars, it's funny that people try to, like, own it. You know, they
Like,
try
this
to,
is
like, that's
mine.
mine. And it's
It's
literally the most popular thing that's ever been
it
made.
doesn't belong to just you, but
Oh,
you're
Star
welcome
Wars.
to like hang
How'd you
out.
hear about it? Oh, it's the most popular thing ever made ever. Cool. Wow, you're so out there. Like, that's so nerdy.
It is one of the most popular nerdoms, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny too because I think we could say now that Marvel with the with the Endgame thing is,
Yeah.
but like that's a recent. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was really a thing, and Star Wars has been this dominant culture for 40 years now, and so yeah, that's in there. I'm a big comedy nerd.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, I retired from teaching to do comedy, so I think that's
Doing it
my
right.
nerddom.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
I currently am reading an Aliens versus Predator novel that I
Whoa.
read when I was in 7th grade, and I'm currently starting to reread that. So
What's that like? Going down memory lane for you?
It's fun to dip my toes in everything. Like you kind of have to, I think, when you're in our world, because you have to as well. Like you
Right.
can't know nothing about something.
Right.
Like you have to. So like I used to be really big into like Magic the Gathering and card games.
It's coming. Netflix with the Russos.
Yeah. And I used to be the Star Wars customizable card game from the 90s
Wow.
into the 2000s. I used to be like really high ranked in that, where it was just like, okay, this is a thing. I would go to boxing practice, and then I would go to Star Wars tournaments right afterwards.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I try to renaissance it up a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah, but I do love action figures and collecting as well. Like, I've had to pare it down a little bit since I've
Because
moved
adult
from.
in space.
I had a house in Massachusetts, and I have a roommate in my apartment in California, so you
Right.
can understand
Yeah.
the need for cultivating space. But I do
Of
like
course.
fine art prints. I do. Oh boy, there's every time I walk through the halls of Sideshow, and they have all these prints.
You take an inventory,
and I'm
you're
always
like,
just
and
like,
that, and
would
that.
they notice if I took this one? Just the one. I don't even know. But yeah, so I think that would sort of cover it out. I love art. I love
Yeah.
comics. Star Wars, sci-fi in general, like, my hands are in most things.
Yeah.
And things that I don't know about, I want to know more about.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff even here that I'm just like, I think I really want to get into that.
What are some of the things that you kind of want to get into that you saw? You're like, hey, that's cool.
I want to get into Court of the Dead.
Same.
I didn't know anything about Court of the Dead until I came here, and now I'm just like, I need this in my life, I think.
Yeah, there's nothing that I love more about like horror and being like popular. It's just, and it's so original, and every piece is like really, really hauntingly gorgeous.
That's what's brought me in, is just the idea that they have this IP that's their own, and it's really exciting. It's funny that I'm not really a horror person.
Oh no?
No,
Would you be able to sit through a horror movie or?
No, like
not
I don't
quite?
like. There are horror movies that, like It, for example. Like I really love that, but in general, like I don't know how many Annabelle movies I need. Like it's a doll.
Oh, right.
I could knock that doll out.
You
like,
need
that's-
Annabelle the second one, which is the prequel, or Origins.
Sure, I don't know.
That
There's a
one.
doll.
That one's great.
Like anytime there's a mean doll in a movie, I'm like, I could wreck that doll. So I'm like, that's not scary. Like I always say, like the Child's Play, there was like 8 of those movies.
Yeah,
now?
there's been a lot.
And so like that's 7 2/3 too many of those movies.
Just punt them all.
Like that movie should have ended the first time he met an adult. The whole series is just like, I think that doll is moving. I'm gonna take its head off.
Those movies are the reason why I can't do dolls in the house. I can't do it.
You're freaked out with dolls, yeah?
Yeah, well now, like with Annabelle, especially if you look at the movie Annabelle, the one that they put in, it's not the actual Annabelle. Like the actual one's a Raggedy Ann. So I'm like, well, great, all the cute fuzzy things I have in my house now I think could be possessed. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We have
Buffy has a
We have some
question.
questions.
Question.
Okay.
Jeff,
Yes.
if you had to choose, Thanos snaps away all of a person's body of work, not the person, just their work, and it disappears from beginning of time as if it never ended. Neil Gaiman, Mike Mignola.
Oh my God.
Oh my
and you'd have to
gosh.
eliminate either Neil Gaiman or Mike Mignola's complete
Body
works.
of work.
I would say just for, I would probably keep Neil Gaiman. I'm actually a bigger Mignola fan than I am a Gaiman fan, but Mignola I think could easily continue creating more things.
I think that's a cheat, because I think you get
Oh,
nothing.
but so he's just a
get
dude now,
nothing.
like he's an accountant.
He's just a dude.
Wait, so he loses, when it snaps, he loses his like artistic abilities
talent.
too?
Sure, I've decided sure.
Oh my
I thought it was
God,
just like
that's
erasing
Wait,
everything.
Mel just said accurate, like this is based on science.
Yeah, this
So
is a
with
very.
that tidbit of knowledge, do you want to change your answer?
I don't know. I will say this. There is a Aliens story by
Yeah.
Mike Mignola and Dave Gibbons that is one of my favorite comic book. It's just like this tiny little 40-page comic, and I'm obsessed with it. That's so hard.
Right?
I think because Mignola's aesthetic is so important, I think, to me, that I would have to keep. That's a jerk question. How dare you? How dare you? Oh man, I guess.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm gonna get the Hot Topic crowd on me real fast.
They're gonna
when
tweet
I say,
at- tweet at you
get rid of
angrily
Neil
now.
Gaiman, I guess. Oh boy, sorry Coraline, you're not getting that Newbery Award.
That's full stop to the show. Sorry,
There it
interview.
is. Yeah, now we've bummed out
It is
everybody.
done. So let's talk about. We've talked about your collection.
Yeah.
We've talked about how you kind of got started. Have you met anyone that you've completely geeked out over?
Yes. It has happened once in my entire life. It was at Boston Comic Con in 2011, and I met Art Adams. And Art Adams is, in my opinion, probably the best comic book artist of all time.
Yeah.
He is my absolute favorite artist. And up to that point, I have met legends.
Right.
Up to that, like
Such as?
I had met Stan Lee, I
Oh.
had met Jim Steranko, I had met all these people, and I was fine. I've always
Composed
kind
yourself?
of been like, they do their job, I do my job. It's
Right.
fine. For some reason, with Art Adams, I was like stumbling over my own words, and I was there with a friend, my friend Josh, who was in from Texas to come to this con with me. And he, after we left, he goes, "You have never done that before." He's like, "I've never seen that." And I can't to this day figure out why it was Art Adams, other than just his skill is so incredible. Like, just, I grew up on his X-Men and his Fantastic Four, that new Fantastic Four, the Wolverine,
Yeah.
Hulk, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. Like, just the amount of work. I don't know. I don't know why it was him, but it was.
Because you love his work, I think, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like you finally get to be face to face with this person. What do you say?
Right? And
I love you. I mean, your work. I mean, both.
And
I don't know.
I'd met Stan Lee before, and my old license, I'm in a Spider-Man costume in my old license, and I rent Stan Lee, and I was just like, hey, I just
Wow.
wanted to say I appreciate you this much, and
Yeah.
oh, that's so great, kind of a
Great,
thing,
Stan
and I was
Lee.
like, cool, man, see you later, you
Yeah.
live your life. But with Art Adams, I was just like, I used to be art, drawing pictures. You draw pictures. Your name is Art, and you do art. That's crazy, right? And I'm just like, stop talking, walk away, Jeff,
But you
just
didn't.
leave. And no,
You just
I was like, what are you would have for? Yeah, no, it was probably a highlight of my experiences and a low light of my personality.
Oh no!
Just really,
Oh, God.
putting myself in the dirt the
But
whole
you got
time.
to meet him, and I think that's so
Well,
great.
we're friendly now.
Okay.
I don't overly push the word friends, but yeah,
Right.
we've hung out. We've gone to meals together.
And have
before.
you gotten better with your
Yes.
interactions.
Yes. There was one time where he bought breakfast, and I was
Oh,
like,
that's nice.
that's not, because you don't remember 2011. I was a different person then. This is
I didn't
things
know
have
words.
changed. Yeah. Hey, remember in 2011 when a giant idiot was babbling over himself? That was me. I was the idiot.
Thanks for breakfast. Bye.
Yeah, thanks for the eggs, bro. But yeah, no, Art Adams is I think the pinnacle of art for me in comics. Just
Yeah.
the amount of detail and time that he puts into things, the way he has cultivated an artistic style at a time when art was very specific in the 80s, and
Right.
you were really starting to get sort of artists putting their personal stamp on things, breaking away from that 70s very specific style. But yeah, so there it is. Art Adams was the one that, and I live in LA. I've met tons of
Countless people.
celebrities,
Yeah, yeah.
and just Art, gosh darn Adams is the one that knocked me on my
He's the one
butt,
that gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion was my gotcha. He's
Yeah,
like
I can
an
see that.
absolute favorite because I was obsessed with Firefly, and then I met him at a premiere. I think it was a Star Wars premiere, and my boss knew that I was obsessed with him, and he's like, "Look, that's that guy that you like." And I was like, "Well, who?" And he forgot his word. He's like, "Nathan Fillion." I was like, "He's not here." He turns around with his Smoder, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to meet him, but I can't meet him. I don't know what to do." He heard me flipping out, so embarrassing. So then he turns around and he puts on the chime. He's like, "Hello, I'm Nathan Fillion," and I forgot my name. I was
sounds
like,
right, yeah.
"Hi," and my boss was like, "Her name is Wendy," and I was like, Same. So
Yeah.
it's same.
It's funny with celebrities too, because I get a lot of people. I don't know if are you from LA? Are you
No, from Florida.
Okay.
Well, Taiwan and then Florida.
Okay. Do you ever have people from back home that want you to dish about celebrities, and then it's so hard for you not to say, "Oh, they play make believe." It's
Right.
an adult that plays make believe.
Right.
They have a job. That's what
Yeah,
they do.
that's their job.
And when you put it that way, it's kind of removes that mystique of.
They're just real people.
Yeah, it's it's an adult that plays pretend.
Yeah.
For money.
And exactly.
And then, but yeah, because I think that might be why, and it's an obviously very difficult talent. If you've ever acted or tried it, I'm garbage at it. I'm so bad at it.
It's not easy. It's
I wanna
definitely you have to practice.
With acting, I can't get out of my head. So in the middle of doing lines, I always want to be like, "Hey, we all agree this is really dumb, right? We're adults, but we're playing make believe." No, I'll do the lines, but this is stupid, right?
I will also show disdain as I say it.
Yeah, I wanted to do that every time I act.
Yeah.
I'm silly.
So funny.
I'm not really gonna murder you. I'm just a guy.
Here's a knife.
Yeah, that's every role I've ever gotten has been cop, thug, or murderer. That's
Jeez.
everything. Yeah.
Really typecasting.
Yeah, there's a lot of typecasting for the 6'4" man.
Well, that was a really fun story about both of our flubs when we meet our idols, if you will.
Yeah, tripping over your own tongue. It's a real highlight.
It's a real it's a real treat. What a dream.
I like that you forgot your own name.
I forgot my own name. I didn't know what to say. I was like, has anyone done that to you? Anyone that's met you, it's like, "Oh my gosh, Jeff May."
I meet fans that they will, when I'm on the road, they will be like, "Oh my God, I've been listening to you for years. It's fine," and I'm just like, "Oh, send money." I'm just like, "Oh, I'm a broke person. I'm not."
Yeah.
But it's very humbling. I would say the weirdest one was when I found out that I met these guys in a band called Portugal the Man. And they're most known for the I can't sing it because we'll get sued. But the I'm a rebel just for kicks. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Did that clear that through legal? Is that cool?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Got it.
But I met them and they were fans of my podcast.
Wow.
And they were like, "Oh, we love you guys." The show I was on, and then we all became really good friends. And actually, Zach was my episode 3 guest on Sideshow, and he came on to talk
That's
about
fantastic.
because he was a big G.I. Joe fan, and so we talked about that and growing up in Alaska. But these are people that have won Grammys, and they were like, "Oh, we love your podcast," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "This isn't
This
right.
is what?
This
Is
is not
this?"
how this works,
Yeah.
is it?" And that was, I think, the first sort of sign that, "Oh, you're doing it right.
Right.
It's slow, but you're doing it correctly.
Yeah, that people are finding you interesting, your
Yeah.
interviews interesting, they want to talk to you.
And entertainment is a nightmare, as you know.
Yes.
Like, because it is such a slow and steady thing and with a lot of ups and downs. So you're like, I'm riding high, I got a pilot, I'm
keep
going
it
to be on
going.
this. Oh, we got canceled and it never happened. That happens
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to, like, put
Just
your
keep
head down
going,
and
yeah.
plow through and
Just got to go for
and
it.
keep living it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, I think, like, I'll meet fans and they're usually just like, oh, I've been listening to you for a long time. But I think with podcasting, they hear you talking in a very normal way. So I'm not playing a role.
It's not
just me.
scripted.
So
It's very, like, natural.
they're more familiar, I
Yeah.
think.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what media has become today is as opposed to like delivering news straight to camera. I think they really want to kind of really hear your own personal takes, unbiased takes, and things like that.
And I think that leads to an accessibility. Like, you make yourself more accessible because a lot of, what we do now wasn't really a thing 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So, it's and Twitter and Instagram and all these things where people see what you're doing and they can interact with you. And if you interact back with them, sometimes they are overly familiar and sometimes just mean. I don't know. Thinking they're being funny. And it's like,
Right.
hey, that's not a good joke.
It's like,
That's-
well, that hurt my feelings. a
yeah,
little
you
bit.
accidentally threatened to murder me just
Yeah.
now. That's not a good.
Yeah.
That's not funny. But yeah, I think that has made it so that fans are a lot more comfortable meeting. Plus,
Like
it's
they know you, like they feel like they've gotten a sense of you through
yeah.
the podcast.
Well, and they're like buying a ticket to see me, so it's not like they're butting into me by surprise.
Right.
It's not like, if you bought a ticket to see Nathan Fillion,
Right.
you're prepared to.
This is true.
To meet Nathan Fillion.
I would have probably
But-
remembered my name.
But if you turn around and you're just like, oh, this
That's
is
exactly
this
what
is a real
happened.
curveball.
I didn't even recognize him. I was like, who? I don't know who that is. Christian Bale?
Isn't it?
Because I saw him from the back, not from the front.
Yeah, you're like, how come I don't recognize the back of that man?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. That is funny though. But yeah, that's getting sort of. And I've been. The weird parts are like when I'm stopped in public because it's very rare because I'm not famous or anything. I'm
Little do you
So
know.
like, but I'll get something like, hey, you do that show there, or you
Yeah.
run this podcast, or
And it's nice to be recognized because that
Yeah.
means your work is out there. People are listening to it. There's an audience for it.
I'm not famous enough for it to be bothersome. So I can just take the compliment and have it be a highlight of my day.
Yes.
Instead of being like, great, I can't even go grocery shopping anymore.
How you gonna get them apples?
Yeah.
Well, we got some fan questions for you coming from the chat room. We
Okay.
have the first one from Madman Comic Reviews, who writes, I've got a question for him. What is his favorite video game series?
My favorite video game series is probably, it might be the Battlefront series because I am slightly.
Good choice.
I was obsessed with the original Battlefront 2 on the original Xbox. It was like my favorite game, and I would play it online with my best friend who moved.
Oh.
So we would call each other up and go on Xbox Live and play
Perfect.
this game together.
Yeah.
And so I had that bonding experience with there. And then Battlefront 3 never happened, and then they waited 10 years for that new Battlefront,
Right.
which I liked. I liked the gameplay, and I liked how it went. And then Battlefront 2 coming out with Iden Versio, and I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. And I know that sort of the Battlefront series, some people did not like the way it went, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And that and the Left 4 Dead series.
Yes. Okay, you have an Xbox?
I do.
We should play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 was the last video game I ever paid full price for.
Same. Did
That
you
I
get
ever
the
bought on
DLCs
release.
too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was obsessed with Left 4 Dead 2.
Favorite character to play in that game?
Pills here.
Coach?
Yeah.
Is it Coach is in the second one?
Coach is in the second one, yeah.
Coach is the first one? I don't remember.
Coach is in the second one, the one in Louisiana.
Because like eventually you have all four in the same.
You meet him at the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
I think Lewis, was that the
Yeah.
guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grabbing pills.
Grabbing pills. So
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah. There'll be a lot of texts of me just taking photos of like a bottle of pills and sending it to a friend. Be
Pills
like,
here.
got some pills here.
It's like one of the iconic things that they say throughout the game, which is so fun.
Yeah, it's that got some pills here and then grabbing pills.
We have another question from Will who writes, what if, here's another Thanos question.
Oh, no.
Thanos snapped and either all the puppies all the puppies.
What is wrong
or
with
all
you,
the
dude?
giraffes disappeared.
Are all the giraffes?
Puppies or giraffes? Take your pick, Jeff May.
Yeah, get rid of the giraffes.
What
Toys
about
R Us was already
one?
closed anyway, right?
Oh,
It's not like giraffes have jobs, you know?
Like I'm a dog mom,
And-
so like I gotta vote for the
All
giraffes.
puppy jobs will go to the giraffes, so we'll have at the airports like giraffes.
Yeah, that's
for
gonna be
dogs.
so hard to get on a
So
plane, though.
True.
Like,
Wow.
like I know a lot of dogs with jobs, you know? I've never seen a giraffe have a job. So, like,
This is
I
true.
guess in that regard, you know, plus, like, it's an out of sight, out of mind thing. Like,
This is
I've
true.
seen maybe 10 giraffes in my life. I've seen a lot of puppies.
Yeah, see,
And
they're
also-
cute and you can cuddle them.
Also, he said puppies, not
Puppies.
dogs.
Yeah,
Which was like a weird question. You're like, you want to kill all these babies
or you want giraffes.
or giraffes? I'm like, I don't know.
Our vote today is to save the puppies.
I think it's interesting to know that anytime a question shows up with Thanos in it, you're like, oh, this is going to be awful.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
which
gonna
one
be
do
it.
you get? You had two today.
Yeah.
2 for 2 today.
To him, like, hey, this is going to make you feel bad on the car ride home.
Oh man. Well, we're coming to the end of this interview, so I'm going to wrap it up with one last question. This one's
Okay.
from Alex, and who writes, Jeff, we've been reminiscing about Toy Fair in LYGSS, Let Your Geek Say Show.
Yes.
Did you read Twisted Toy Fair Theater?
I read Twisted Toy
Is that
Fair
a deep,
Theater.
deep cut question?
I keep Twisted Toy Fair Theater's volumes in my bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I have volumes of Twisted Toy Fair Theater. I know some of the people from Twisted Toy
Ooh.
Fair Theater and Wizard as well. And then I live about 2 blocks away from Stupid Buddy Studios, where they do
Wow.
Robot Chicken.
Wow.
But yeah, that so you like Zach Oat and Root and all those guys and what Senreich and yeah, I loved Twisted Toy Fair Theater. I subscribed to Wizard through the mail like an adult, and
Pay with your
Toy
money.
Fair as well. I read Inquest.
Ooh.
I read Scry. I read Star Wars Insider.
Wow.
I was a magazine guy for like a long.
Amazing.
I would get Star Wars Insider and Men's Health on the same day. They had the same shipping schedule, and so my poor mailman must have been like, "Wow, this dumb bro and his kid are really enjoying something." And
Star
I'm like,
Wars is
"Haha,
for the kids.
joke's on you. The dumb bro is the kid. What a twist!"
What a twist there is. Oh, I'm so glad some of the fan questions got to come in. And finally, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to promote and tell people where you can find
I
your
get to
podcast?
self-promote, huh?
Yeah, do it.
Sideshow with Jeff May is available every Wednesday. Is it Wednesday that we drop it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's
It's Tuesday. I know my show.
Okay, we'll start that over. We'll just 1, 2, 3.
So Sideshow with Jeff May is available every other Tuesday on both YouTube and where all podcasts are found.
I'm just gonna drop a link. It's fine.
You just got shut down by Buffy.
Buffy, it's fine, Buffy. I accept it.
You can talk to 50 million people and do a podcast, but self-promotion is
Yeah, I'm like,
Is Art here?
yes, Art Adams asking the question. I run a live stand-up show the second Friday of every month in Burbank in a toy store.
What?
Called Blast from the Past. Is the
Hey, I
name
know
of the
where that
store.
is.
Yeah, you know Blast from the
Yeah.
Past. They're great. And we do a show called Mint on Card. So if any of you are toy collectors, you understand that phrase. So I do that the second Friday of every month. It's free, and we get a food truck, and it's just it's so much fun.
I'm there.
It's like a party. I also have a show called Tom and Jeff Watch Batman on Gamefully Unemployed, and then you can check me out on social media, which is
Right there.
right here,
There.
right there,
Hey
right
there,
there. You can
Jeffro.
find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey There Jeffro, and then I do internet stuff.
Internet
I'm
stuff.
found. I write articles and things.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so cool.
I'm a multi-hyphenate.
Hire this man. All right, guys, that's it for this segment of Interviewing with Jeff, but he's not going anywhere. We're going to be right back after this video break, and we are going to talk
We got play.
Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Comic-Con!
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we are back, and just kidding about the Comic-Con. We're gonna get to that in a little bit because we've got Jeff here. We've got some Hot Toys here. Jeff's gonna talk all about it. We got a massive Hulkbuster right here.
Yeah, that thing is, you forget when they say it's a 6th scale, and then you see it and you're like, oh, because this thing's massive. Yeah, that thing is so cool looking. I think the highlight of Avengers Age of Ultron and then Infinity War was seeing this armor show up. That armor is just unbelievable.
So good.
And the detail that they bring into this 6th scale is so fascinating. I think this would be a cornerstone piece.
I think so too.
Like if you have that there's no way that one ends up in the back of the room.
Oh no. You put pieces surrounding it to kind of highlight it, you know?
I do really love that they used the armor and then reused the armor.
Yeah.
And I like that they actually give us a red herring during the trailer.
Right?
Where they had Hulk in it and then they actually put in the Hulkbuster armor. It is so much fun.
It's just such a massive piece.
The detail, especially in the paint, is really fantastic because it looks like something that has been in a few fights.
Yeah.
It's been painted, repainted, scuffed up a little bit, and it's really, really rad. The pose is really dynamic, which I think is cool.
Yeah. I wish that the little thingy would pop up and you can see a little Bruce Banner
You could
inside.
have a banner or a Tony.
Or a Tony, interchangeable. Yeah. This is such a great piece. I'm afraid to touch it. I'm afraid to lift it because Arm Day is not today.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I can do it. But this is the 6th scale Power Post collectible figure by Hot Toys. This is screen authentic piece. Obviously, it's based on Infinity War, kind of like what you were saying. And you can see, if you zoom in a little on this one, we can see all the battle damage and all the scuffs, which makes it like just way more realistic because
I just want to point
just
it
touch
out.
it. Just touch it right there.
I can't.
Look at all that.
Yeah, but there's so much. It's so perfectly sort of painted and weathered.
Yeah.
Sort of the distressing is such a fantastic art form.
And did you know this one has light up features? There's 18 LED light up functions. It's scattered throughout the armor. So I'm guessing. Well, I can't even touch it. It's too big. I can't get around. I'm sure the eyes light up.
Where's the button? I can touch the button.
I don't. Ooh, is there a button on this?
We didn't put
Do we have batteries?
There's no batteries in
Batteries not included in today's show.
Pretend.
But look, it's lit up.
Yeah.
Woo!
Theater of the mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Act, Jeff, act.
We all admit this is stupid, right? No. We call that a callback.
There's also 4 pieces of interchangeable hands, including 1 pair of relaxed hands, and that has white lights, battery operated, and a pair of fists. And it's crafted with vinyl material and is available now at Sideshow/HulkbustHT.
So you can make fists Hulkbuster
Yeah.
or casual.
Or you could
Going to
either
dinner.
or.
Like if you see that armor, you're not just being like, he's not here for a fight. He's just chilling.
But if he's got the relaxed hands, he's kind of like, oh, he's relaxed today.
Oh yeah, he's here.
He's okay for breakfast.
casually strolling.
There should be one where you could come with a sandwich that you can put in his hand. It's a casual
Exactly.
little umbrella and a sandwich
Oh my
for the
gosh.
Hulkbuster Hot Toys 1/6 scale.
I like it.
Over
I like
on this
that.
side, we've got Doctor Strange, Dr. Stephen Strange, also 6th scale collectible figure from Hot Toys, and this is part of the movie masterpiece series. There's a lot of pieces, interchangeable pieces on this one. There's 13
Yeah, this
hands.
when you see them open the box of it and
Yeah.
you look at it, it is just
Hands,
lined
hands.
with like hands and magic.
I mean, he's all about the hands and the magic.
This piece is fascinating. This is the piece that I see the most often. Like
Yeah.
this is the one that people are like, finally I got this. I mean, the
Yeah.
sculpt is unbelievable.
I know.
Like if you look at
Look at that face.
Benedict Cumberbatch's face, you're like, that is a decidedly British
realistic.
man. Yeah. But you take a look at that. He's got the Eye of Agamotto right there. And we've got some magic right
We
here.
can turn this one because
You
it's
go- yeah.
much smaller.
We
It's
can do
okay.
that. Let me,
You do it. You're
yeah,
closer
yeah,
to
we
it.
can do that. So we can have him take a look. Look at that.
We
the
can look at
detail.
the
Oh,
cloak
yeah.
of levitation.
Oh yeah.
Or
look
what did
at
Drax
that.
call it? Blanket of death.
Look at that. Look at
So
that.
beautiful. You
Look
can, yeah.
at that.
Woo, woo, woo,
Look at
woo.
that right there, ladies.
Too
and
hot for
gentlemen.
camera.
That is life realistic, by the way. That is.
Can we get Benedict in here for comparison, please?
You don't want to know how they got that information. Just know they got it.
It's accurate. Screen accurate.
All right, but you take a look at that, and I really, really do love, because Doctor Strange is such a multifaceted character in what he can do, that they were just like, well, you know what? We'll put all of the things he can do out there.
We'll put all the things. We'll put all of the hands.
And so you can get all of like the hands up this way, or the... Is it this?
Is it
this Spider-Man?
There's like a full one finger down, and like there's all sorts of different ones.
Wow.
There's so many fingers.
So many.
And so many things you can do with them here on this. And the fact that they really packaged all of that, I think, is really rad.
And also for the Aya Agamata, it comes with a closed one and an open one.
Yeah.
So what do we have here?
We have closed.
We have closed.
Here.
So there is an open one, which is so awesome. There's also 14 pieces of mystic art effects, and that includes 4 pieces of green-colored mandala of light in different sizes, and it's wearable on the forearms. There's orange color ones in different sizes, which we got all the hands.
There's so much, there's so many hands and magic coming. Like, I don't know how to explain this. You have to see it when you open the box. Just the line of hands and magic that are around him,
right?
And you're just like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. There's so much.
Which is like, it's like, how do you even put it? How do you decide today's Monday? So which hands will Doctor Strange have today?
You could have literally every day of the week have a different Doctor Strange setup, and I think that's what you should do. I'm gonna go officially.
It should be part of your morning routine.
Yeah. You wake up, have a couple of bowls of cereal, 6 or 7 eggs, 3 pieces of toast.
Exact.
From the chats.
Will.
Hey, Will.
Hi, Will.
Do you think Benedict Cumberbatch hates going to breakfast because the waiter, let me guess, Eggs Benedict?
Oh, Eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
That's
we're a pun show now.
Yeah.
This is what's happening.
Yeah. Will has been
Let your pun
doing
show.
left and right the whole time.
I would, as somebody whose last name is also a thing.
Yeah.
Do they say it's gonna be May?
Oh, let me tell you, every April 30th,
Here it comes.
my Facebook wall is bludgeoned with "It's gonna be May."
I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I do that. I post
It's
it.
fine.
I'm gonna add that to my April 30th to do now.
Well, it's like, no, it's not just like, I'm not just seeing it. It's not my timeline. It's my wall.
Yeah.
People
Oh,
are
people
like,
post to your wall?
hey, did you know your last name is May? And I'm like, yeah, it's registered. I've had substitute teachers before. I know how this works.
Oh,
Because
God.
every substitute teacher would be like, Jeff May, or may not.
Boy.
And I'm like, cool. Yeah, that's
So
good.
original.
Read your newspaper. Leave me alone. Let us
Put
watch
on
our
a movie or something.
Yeah, it's movie time. Let's go.
You're a substitute. Put on a movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Look at that. The man with the most British name I've ever seen.
I bet you he hates.
Benedict.
Maybe he does like. Maybe he fully embraces the name.
No. Nope. I'm going to
Straight
say,
up no.
as somebody who has gone through it, I would say just it gets
Wow.
so old, so fast.
Well, you heard it here first. A Sideshow exclusive. Benedict Cumberbatch does not like Eggs Benedict.
He hates his name.
Well, if you guys want to own this piece of multiple hands, multiple magic, does not like Eggs Benedict, you can order it from Side.show/Dr. Strange HT. And thanks, Jeff, for talking about these pieces.
Right there.
Right there.
You can get it. You can get it. I'm being helpful. Look at that.
Look, I'm helping.
I'm a company guy.
Jeff May is a team player.
There's nothing you can say that says I am a team player.
And with that, we're going to go to a quick video break, and we're going to be right back. And for real this time, we're going to talk about Comic-Con.
Let's talk Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Coming right up.
Do I look like a servant? And yet, here I am again, giving that which I hold most precious to those who value it no more than fire values the ashes it leaves behind. I am tasked by fate, delivering souls to heaven and hell in precisely equal portions. For eons I have served, never an offering missed, nor favoritism showed to either side. Yet, they are endlessly suspicious. They do not count my offerings so much as they weigh their own pride against the other's greed. I could set a watch to this silent dance of contempt if I cared about such a thing as time. Nevertheless, they dare not disturb this ancient ritual. Divided by their hate and blinded by their arrogance, they will come to learn both as their weakness. Hidden within the underworld, my secret cadre of souls gives me hope. Each one unique and precious. They are my purpose and my strength. But strength in careless hands is a liability. My children yearn for freedom, to rise up and bring an end to this perverse game of ruination. But they must yet sleep. So my master's hatred stays focused on each other. Soon I shall awaken my children, and in their revelation, see my master's arrogance erased. I will show them how poorly their pride weighs against the spirit of creation, and for the first time, they will know terror. On that day, I will no longer be a servant, and the universe will finally gaze upon the true face of death.
And we are back. Jeff and I are here. We're going to talk about our Comic-Con stories. It was quite a whirlwind. When did you get there?
I got there Wednesday night is when I arrived.
Okay.
So I missed preview day.
But it ends at 9?
I got there at 10:30.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I arrived.
you missed
I
it,
left
okay.
LA at Wednesday night and got pulled in just where I missed it.
Wow.
And then I was like, well, Thursday it is. How about you? When did you get there?
I got there at, I left at a very late 9:30 in the morning. I like to leave early, like the sun comes up and I'm like, I'm gone. Because, okay, what you guys don't know is Comic-Con preview night opens the same day as the horse race that's down there. That happens every year.
Oh.
And it's, if you're going down the 5, it's like the same route. So traffic is awful.
Traffic's a nightmare.
You gotta beat it. So I try to get there. I did get there, I think, by noon, so I had a nice little sit-down meal, checked into my hotel. It was like easy breezy, and then we went down to check out some of the installations and the activations that were around Comic-Con, because like the lines weren't too long, and it was like press only, so I got to check out some of those without waiting too long, which was great, and I got free food, so that's also awesome.
I mean, I like the parts where you get to eat.
Yeah.
And you're not paying $42 for chicken strips.
I agree with you.
Like that's probably the best way to do it. I recently wrote an article. It was a Comic-Con prep article. It was like how to prepare, and one of them I was like, bring snacks.
Yeah.
I was like, bring snacks, bring every snack that you can
Bring water
imagine because
bottles.
you do not want to pay con prices for con food.
Yeah.
That's like getting murdered twice.
I paid con price in Hall H because it was once you're in Hall H, and it was a Saturday, it was the Marvel panel. Once I got in, I was not gonna leave. My seat was excellent, and I was like, I'm not leaving. I was running out of snacks, and I was like, I guess I gotta do it. I said last year I wasn't gonna do it, and I did it. I did the Comic-Con hot dog.
Oh no.
I did.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And you
I
survived.
paid $6 for a hot dog, you guys.
Oh man, we paid. I was there with a former guest of Sideshow, Valerie Tossing, and we. But we were just starving, and I had gone through all my snacks, and I could only steal food from the Sideshow booth so often. So we finally were like, we need protein, let's go. And we got chicken strips and French fries and like just garbage.
Yeah.
And it was garbage, and it didn't taste good, and there was no place to sit down and eat it. But it also cost like $45
for mediocre,
for like
frozen.
for bad food that I also couldn't even sit down to enjoy.
Yeah.
So that was
Gosh.
between that. See, Comic-Con's great, and Comic-Con's a nightmare.
Yes,
at the
agreed.
same time. Like
Agreed.
it's the best way to describe it is just like I love Comic-Con now until
You're in
day
Comic-Con.
2 of the next Comic-Con.
But then you love it as soon as it's over.
As soon as it's
You're like,
over,
I'm ready to come back.
I have amnesia about how much pain I go through
For Comic-Con.
during Comic-Con because my feet were like so sore.
Yep.
My calves locked up. I was like
Charlie
walking.
horse that's your walk.
I was every morning I woke up and I swear I was walking like a 65-year-old retired police detective.
I agree with you.
I was like kind of like Frankensteining my way to the restroom because it's just, you know, you're walking, and I can't stress this enough, you're walking about 8 to 10 miles a day on a convention floor with about 100,000 other people.
Calling
Yeah.
it walking is generous, though.
Yeah, you're shuffling.
Shuffling.
Yeah, you're penguin
Which
shuffling.
is actually worse than walking.
Little baby steps.
While in Los Angeles, bird scooters are the bane of my existence.
Yep.
While in San Diego, they are the thing that saved my
I
life.
haven't tried it.
Agreed.
I'm
So
too
awesome.
scared. I feel like I'm gonna
So
wipe
nice.
out. You vouch for them though. You're like, yeah.
I
First
use
time.
them,
Too
I
scared.
use them when I'm in San Diego. Don't use them anywhere else.
The only
Yeah.
place I use them is at Comic-Con, and I'm like, this is way better than waiting 25 minutes for an Uber
Yeah.
when I can just take a
Well,
bird
when you're
scooter
close,
down.
yeah. When your hotel's close by.
Oh, no,
no.
the place I was staying was about a mile and a half out.
Okay, that's
it
not.
was-
That's not. I mean,
it's
you
not
can
awful.
you can walk,
You
but
can't get on the highway
don't.
with a bird scooter.
Can you imagine?
It's gonna go on the 5 and go down the
Put
bird
on your little
scooter.
hand signal.
Turn them right. You know, that's not. Yeah, it's funny too
not
because
ideal.
I am scared though. So when I was making turns, I was making signals with my feet. So I would kick my leg to the left
Aren't you
when I was
supposed to have
turning
both feet
left.
on the thing? Like one of your foot is the brake.
Yeah, like because I have I can't. My feet are not small, you know. So like if
Correct.
I'm taking up the whole thing, and so
Oh, I
eventually
see.
but like if I'm like, I'm not.
You're
My balance
steering.
isn't great, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And so like I'm like, and so if we're gonna be like.
And then you see people
I-
that
I-
zoom by you.
Yeah.
They're like on their phone, they're texting or whatever. You're like, how?
Oh, so one of my.
If everything's smooth, you're okay.
Right.
The minute it's
Hit a
rough,
bump?
It's so sketchy.
Yeah. Oh, like I had
Or
to.
going over the tracks.
I had to cross the
Oh,
tracks,
no.
and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna die." There was one time where I was on it, and some cyclists were by me, and they were like, "You're taking up too much space in the lane."
Oh my
and
God.
so I called them nerds. I was like, "Shut up, nerds!"
As you're
And-
going
And I was like wearing my
little.
little backpack on my scooter, and their brains melted. They did not know how to process the fact.
They just didn't know what to do anymore. They're like, whoa,
That an
he
aggr-
just called me a nerd, but look at him, he's on a bird.
Yeah, an aggressive giant in a Star Wars t-shirt going to
With all
Comic-Con.
your Comic-Con swag.
Called their spandex wearing idiot bodies
How
nerds.
were they going if they wanted you to move?
They were like, you're taking up a little too much space. I'm like, I take up literally this much space.
Yeah, you take up a body length.
I just ride in
Literally,
the road, in the middle
and
of
that's
the road.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
A lot of people do
no,
that.
You can. You go as fast as traffic when you're around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I was weaving in it. By
God.
day 3.
Yeah.
You're a
By
pro.
day 3, I was like the Matrix reloaded on the highway, like zooming in and out, fighting albino
Jeez.
ghosts, just doing
Jeez.
whatever it could. But then there was like you couldn't stop. So then you're like,
Right,
now
right,
you
yeah,
have to
you gotta
walk
keep
through
going.
this hell.
Well, aside from becoming a pro on birds and getting a tour around
Yeah,
Comic-Con,
this is what you people tuned in for, right?
what were some of the highlights that you got to
I
see?
think the Marvel panel
Yes!
did something to
Let's talk
me
about
that I
that.
didn't think was possible.
You cried? I cried.
Oh no,
I cried, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
no, no. But so comic book movies, I thought I'd gotten to the point where I stopped getting giddy and excited about comic book movies. This isn't. When I was a kid reading Wizard, being like, Tank Girl's coming out this summer, great. Like that's what we had.
Yeah.
We had Dark Horse pushing out a movie every couple of months or whatever. So now that we've got all these Marvel movies coming out, I got kind of like burnt.
Yeah.
Like the fatigue was there of just being like, I'm gonna go see this. Sure, I'll get there, and I'm gonna see the movie, and that's great, and it'll be fun, and I love it. And then I saw what Marvel announced, and I was like, oh goddamn, I'm super
there.
excited
Goodbye,
now.
honey.
The Marvel panel did something I didn't expect, which is it reunited my excitement for these movies.
Yes. 100%.
And I'm really excited about it. What if? They're doing a
What
what if
if?
cartoon? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, if I wasn't ready for Disney Plus streaming, I am now.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
that's bananas.
Yeah, there's so many good things that's coming out. The Shang-Chi casting blew my mind.
Shang-Chi,
And the 10 Rings.
so great. Like I'm so excited about that. Mahershala Ali
As
as
Blade.
Blade. And then Jane Foster Thor, like
Yeah,
Natalie Portman
what
as
in
Thor.
the world?
How awesome is that?
I am so excited for it. I'm excited for the Eternals.
Oh,
the
yeah.
casting is great.
I'm turning on the Eternals.
Yeah. I'm ready.
When the Eternals, they first announced it, I was like, no one cares
Now
about
you care?
the Eternals.
Now we
no, but like the Eternals one for me is one where I'm just like, all right, I'm sure that'll be good.
I'm very
But it
curious
was
to see
everything
how it's-
after that where I was like, oh yeah.
I especially loved were you in Hall H that day? You just followed the Twitters?
I'm not, yeah. All the stuff in Hall H,
Yeah.
they streamed that the next day.
Yeah, this is true. But did they drop the Black Widow footage? Or no?
I'm sure I'll find it stolen somewhere.
Oh, how sad.
I know.
But it's bad quality, and it sounds terrible.
Yeah, but you know what I didn't have to do? Wait in line to get into Hall H.
You have to camp overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to camp overnight.
Yeah, you're fine. You got
yeah, I
people
got
just wedged you
right,
in.
which
For
is very
me,
nice. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, "Who are you?" And
It
I'm
is
like,
a treat,
it's me.
though, I
do
think.
It's the podcast,
The podcast guy.
And they're
Art
like,
knows me. Art knows me.
Yeah. They're like, literally everyone
Tell her
here is a
funny jokes.
podcast guy.
The Black Widow footage for her movie coming out is absolutely fantastic. It is very raw. I would say it's like a cross between like a Bourne Identity and a John Wick. Like that's how hardcore
So,
it is.
Atomic Blonde?
It's very dirty and down and dirty. It's not like pretty fancy fighting. It's everything I expected that I would want to see.
That's actually, I loved
It's
Atomic
grit.
Blonde for that.
Yes.
Like that one fight scene in the stairwell apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think people forget how fun and good that movie was. And I think Black Widow will have that grit to it that, like, it's almost like, they're not going to, but you're like, give us an R rating on that one.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. Come on.
We want it.
Depends on when they decide that movie takes place. Like, is it
It's,
if it takes place essentially
Budapest.
around the same
Are they going to
time?
do Budapest?
Budapest.
Not
Ah.
where, but when.
I think it's pre-Avengers.
Well,
But does that mean Renner will be in it? Because don't they
I
reference
would.
Budapest?
I mean, because they referenced it. That's what I would think if he doesn't make a cameo. It makes sense. I'm not expecting anything. You never know with Marvel, but I would love it if he was.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if it actually essentially takes place essentially around the same time as Atomic Blonde, then you'll get really gritty because you're in the midst of the Cold War.
Yeah.
And the Eastern Bloc is still completely up. And
I mean, the thing is that it would be hard to put Scarlett Johansson in that because she would have been 12 when it went down.
She definitely looked younger. Younger. I mean, in the panel, they said that they had only been shooting for 30 days, and then they flew the entire cast from London to be at Comic-Con to bring this footage. So everything we saw probably was not color corrected, but it was a very nice package. And the gritty fight scene was what I was hoping for, and it was exactly it. And I can't wait to kind of dive into the world and that side of the story and how that's gonna go. Another thing I really enjoyed seeing at Comic-Con was actually the Sideshow booth. That thing
always
was huge, and I had so many people that like Buffy and I would try to get through and kind of show on the live stream, and it was impossible because people would stay at a case for like 10 minutes because they would take videos and close-up photos, and I just kind of love seeing people kind of geek out over things like that.
See, with Buffy and I did one of the live streams, and I just played a fullback, and I just plowed through people, and I was just like, "Excuse me, official Sideshow business," and I'm like holding a phone, and I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm with the band." As I'm like plowing through, people be like, "We need to look at this Bill and Ted statue right now."
Right now.
I would say the one piece that is fascinating to me was that Jedi Starfighter.
Yeah.
That sixth scale Jedi Starfighter.
So good.
The Hot Toys one, because I looked at it and I'm like, this is an aggressive piece.
Yeah.
Like it's so big. Like it's so gorgeous and big that I'm just like, who is gonna get this? I want to meet that person.
Yeah.
Because
And how would they display
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
It is funny though when you work in entertainment and you live in LA and you have no space and then you see these like collections and stuff and you're like,
I don't even
who
have
do
a
you
second
kill
room.
for a living? Like
they don't live in LA, that's why.
Yeah. They're like, no, I'm in Omaha. I teach 8th grade.
Yeah.
I own a 3-story house.
Where a studio apartment's not gonna run you $1,300.
No, but it is bananas. Yeah, you were right though. The Sideshow booth, it does corporate show, but they do knock it out of the park every time, and it was cool, and it was funny too because normally when you walk into that middle, like, isn't the DC booth normally in the front, and it would
they
block
moved it this
you.
year.
So they moved it. So when you walk in, it's like it was like like a hallway, and then with like the big Sideshow booth right there, and you were like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it coming a mile away. That was like my landmark on how to navigate through.
It was
I
like
was
the
kind of like a
direct
Sideshow's here,
middle
and
of
then
the
I go
con,
this way.
Did you see the DC Warner Brother booth though?
In the way back corner, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2 blocks long.
It was huge.
It's always giant.
I had a friend that requested comics that I picked up some comics for him because you know how friends expect you to do that.
Yeah.
I went to that booth. It took me 2 different trips to the booth, and I had to request from Fletcher Chufong, who runs the booth. I was like, "Where do I buy the things?" And he's like, "All right, I'll bring you to the line."
Oh, that's
like,
nice.
because I couldn't find. It was so much stuff.
Yeah,
there was.
It was a weird layout.
The DC booth had like the Central Perk set
Yeah,
out there, and then they
that's
had the
right.
chocolate shop from Riverdale, and then there was like I got caught in a Veronica Mars storm where I'm like trying to get through, and then the next thing I know, it was just this densely packed group of nerds
You were
holding camera
baby
phones in my
shuffling.
face, and I'm like, no photos, please, no photos. Oh, for the Veronica Mars
The
people?
thing-
Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, I really liked
They
that.
thought you were the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like, "Ugh, out of the way. I'm with the
I
band.
last year or 2 years ago, I got held up by a security guard. Like he hand chested me,
Oh.
and he was much smaller than me,
Very
which
aggressive.
is cute. But then Jason Momoa walked by, and I was taller than him, and I was like, "Oh, that's
Stop.
not supposed to be right. You're bigger than me."
Oh.
Like, that bummed me out a little bit.
Oh
He
no.
was a beautiful man.
I
Ooh, let me
everything
tell
stops
you.
when he walks into a room.
Let me tell you, you get the son of Atlantis walking in front of you, and you're like, "That man is better than me."
I actually got to take pictures of him in his dressing room.
Oh,
Wow.
In New York.
Wow.
Achievement unlocked for Jeff off the camera.
Jeff.
The only way that day could have been better is if he Frenched me, and that did not happen.
Nope. When we do like the tours and stuff here, like if we're doing that, they do with a lot of the fabrics. They have the swats of the fabric, and there's always there's a piece of his costume.
Yeah.
And I'm always just like, this is touched Jason Momoa, and everyone's like, let me smell that real quick. Let me just
It's in
just-
pristine condition.
let me just put this close to my face so
Fresh
I can
Momoa
have that
scent.
story.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
it's dope.
I've not had the chance to meet Jason Momoa. Most likely, I would also forget my name.
Yeah. Most likely you would.
Oh my God. Well, let's just wrap up this show on that note.
Did you
That
get
was a
anything?
great pun.
No, don't end on a pun. I wanna
Okay,
know,
I
did
want
you
to
get
end on a pun.
anything?
I was not able to get into any of the exclusive lines. I got to meet Fluffy.
Oh yeah, that
I
was
got
so
to-
great.
yeah.
He's so nice.
So nice. He sat through all the fans. Fluffy got some chocolate cake because I kept on seeing people bringing cake, and I was like, "Ooh, this is cake for the booth." They're like, this is for Fluffy.
And he's
I
like,
was
"You're gonna kill me."
I was like,
And
"Okay."
they were
this
like,
is-
eat more cake.
Yeah. I got some geek fashion pieces, and there's an Ahsoka Tano ring, an exclusive piece, and she's like my favorite Star Wars character, so I got that. I actually made my husband line up because I was at Sideshow. I was kicking off the
You were working.
previews. I was
Yeah.
working, and I was like, "Can you please?
That's pretty
Can you
rad.
please?" And he came to the booth, and he it was a cute thing. He dropped to one knee. He's like, "Look what I got!" And like the guy next to me, he turned around. He's like, "Oh!" And I was like, "No, we did that already."
Oh no, you gotta.
I should have
milk
played it
that.
out.
Yeah,
I should've
are
played
you
it out.
kidding me? If
Why
you-
aren't you there to coach me through moments like these?
If you're ever at a bar, take the ring off, give it
All
to
right.
him, and have him propose in the bar.
Drinks on the house.
Drinks for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that works.
Learn to hear from Jeff May.
So
Did you get any?
I did. I got a
exclusives?
couple. I got a couple exclusive. I tried to get a Louis Blue Raspberry Funko Pop for
Wow.
my friend Dave Perillo, who's like a huge fan. Nobody would believe that I wasn't trying to flip it. Like no, I was just like, I just want to get this for my friend. I'll give you whatever, and I couldn't get that, but I did get the Bullseye from Target, Flocked one from
Ooh.
Entertainment Earth, and the
Nice.
Darth Vader prototype toy that they did that just looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I got this really rad creature from the Black Lagoon. It was a black T-shirt with this really cool creature thing,
Yes,
and then
I
it
was
glows in
looking
the
at that.
dark.
So cool.
Yeah, it was
Did
a
you
glow.
wear? Did you wear it?
That's your friend
the-
Mel.
It was my friend Mel Smith,
Oh.
who when I was texting with Sideshow Mel, and I was like, we were messaging, and I sent her a text. I was like, also put me down for 2 of those shirts. I'm gonna buy 2 of those
Oh,
shirts. And
okay.
she's like, what are you talking about? Because his name is Mel Smith, and she's Mel Sideshow in
Oh
my
my
phone,
God.
and I couldn't break the 2 apart.
She's like, "What are these shirts? I don't have these."
But
I
they're
don't have any shirts to give
It's such a great shirt, and I
That's
wore
funny.
it. I went on stage because I performed. I did a guest set with Dana Gould's and Valerie Tossi at the Comedy Store, and I was wearing that shirt.
Nice.
And I was just like, nobody wearing a glow in the dark shirt has their life together, but I don't care. So I got that shirt, and then I got the Bullseye from Target, the Vader, and then I got a Hot Toys Sith Trooper. I did. I got it. It's so great. And because I'm moving, I haven't taken it out of the box.
Yeah,
it's just
keep it
sitting
pristine
there
for now.
in the box, mint condition in the box.
Mint condition.
Mint condition, bros.
You just snap some Instagram when you finally bring it out of the box.
Yeah, it was something to
Yeah.
for that, and so those were what I walked away with. I didn't get a ton of swag, but I got some.
yeah.
I got some cool shit.
That
yeah,
sounds like
stuff.
legitimate, like spending, like, justifiable.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, here's everything exclusive, I'm gonna buy it all.
Yeah,
You know?
most of what I picked up was for other people, and
You're
I'm
so
gonna
nice.
stop doing that. But yeah, but there was like somebody was watching the cat, and I picked him up some. He's a big Power Ranger fan, so we picked him up some Power Ranger comics, and,
Nice.
and then he's like, and if you can get to the Hasbro line, I'm like, I'm not gonna get to the Hasbro line.
That's hard.
I'm not. I actually messaged.
That's a nightmare.
I know the
Yeah.
artist of the Hasbro boxes, like the guy who does it. It's this great artist named Tom Whalen. And I literally texted him. I'm like, "Do you have access to this?" He's like, "Absolutely not. I don't." And I was like, "Never mind. Then you're not
Wow.
getting them." Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard line to.
I was just like, everything I say to people is, if I
Yeah.
can, I will. But if I can't, I'm not going to. And
What line is worse, Hall H line or exclusive lineup?
I think Hall H is
Yeah.
Hall H is a day. That's a
Because you have to
full
be
day.
overnight.
It's overnight, and
If you
people
want to.
people can be very violent about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. People
That
are very
movie's coming out in
possessive.
2 months. What are you freaking out about?
Yeah.
I never understood that where they're like, oh, we got to see the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like that trailer's going to drop on Thursday. It's fine.
Yeah.
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 So
Most likely they drop a version of whatever you see, and you just have to wait a little bit. But I think for some people it's like the experience, like being in there.
Yeah.
Like it was my husband's very first Comic-Con / Hall H, and I was like, if you can get in, like go. And he
Yeah.
actually like woke up really early in the morning, lined up, and because we had press passes, he got in.
Oh,
but I
great.
mean, we woke up early, and he was waiting for quite a bit. Not as long as the people that waited overnight. Props to those people, because
Yeah,
like
that's-
you asked me to do, I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. I'm not
Do
built.
they-
I'm not
I had
built
a
for it.
friend there that they had a crew, and what they do was they switch
The
out.
shifts
Rotate,
because
yeah.
you can roll. You can
Yeah.
one person can hold the line for 5,
Yes.
from what I heard.
So it's like, yeah, he was doing
Yeah.
that all. He's like, okay, I gotta go. I'm like, all right, see you later, man.
Yeah,
And
you
then
know,
just
do
show
a
up
shift.
again.
Do they
Take
still
it seriously.
Do they still give stuff out? In the
They
Hall
did.
H?
I only got something I was there for the Westworld panel. Well, on the tail end of it, so I didn't
They
get a
gave
ticket.
you
My
a
husband.
free robot.
They gave
you to do
a
whatever
ticket to
you want with.
Westworld.
That's
Oh
good.
God.
That's good.
And then for the Marvel panel, we got Infinity Stone trading cards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which I unwrapped one, and the other one I'm gonna keep wrapped up just
Wrap.
because. Why not? Yeah. In the Westworld, we got a shirt and a backpack and a mini poster.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, like I remember the only thing I really liked that somebody gave me out of Hall H was a Wolverine shirt, that like ink wash
Ooh.
Wolverine shirt, and it was white. So eventually, I stained the crap out of it because I'm a slob. But I did really enjoy that. That was
Yeah.
like the one thing I've ever owned from Hall H.
And the Black Widow hat.
I saw those everywhere. That's right.
That was cool. They gave them out at the end, and I was like, oh my gosh. And my husband's head is too big for the hat, so I get to have 2 because I am a mess.
eBay.
I was gonna keep both. for
Flip it.
myself.
You're gonna keep both?
Yeah.
You're a hoarder.
I am a hoarder. That is true. I
That's-
need some Marie Kondo in my life.
I said hoarder. By the way.
Enunciate that a little bit more for the internet, please.
Yeah, don't be stingy. Share the.
I might. We'll see. I'll see how I feel.
How do you know Jeff behind the camera wouldn't want one, or super producer Sam? You don't know.
Jeff's too busy wearing his sombrero.
Oh.
I have to wear my sombrero.
Jeff's got a hat already.
Wow,
So
Hide my deformities.
that's fair. No, I get
therefore,
it.
the Black Widow hat will stay in my closet.
There it is.
Not collecting dust because I plan to wear it on Friday.
That's fair.
So I'm so excited. Wow. Well, that's I guess Comic-Con talk, huh?
Yeah, that was fun.
Bring snacks for next year.
Bring snacks.
Fresh insoles for your shoes.
I
Insult.
brought comfortable shoes, and I was still like, "This is the worst experience."
Don't
of all
wear
time.
high heel boots because that's what I did to try to make myself look taller on camera.
I ended up rubbing
Was not a fan of
CBD
it.
lotion on my calf muscles.
Ooh.
It was great.
You're a Charlie horse. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah,
I
it
got
was so.
one.
It's dumb. I walk on the balls of my feet regularly too, so like they're
Do you?
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're like really working the calf muscles.
It's a boxer thing, yeah. You're not supposed to let your heels hit the ground, and you just kind of carry it with you for a long time. So like
And that's how you walk through
when
Comic-Con?
When I walk like a toddler. Essentially, like, you know when you see little toddlers walking on the balls of their feet?
I never paid attention to how you walk before. I will now.
It's like a slightly springy, no heel hitting the ground way.
Nice.
Just
keep you on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a big bouncy idiot. That's the best way to describe me.
Oh,
Is
you
that on
guys.
your business card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Tell our jokes. Big bouncy idiot.
Yeah.
Big bouncy
Big
tagline.
bouncy idiot, yeah.
Jeff may or may not.
Oh,
Bouncy
call
idiot.
back to my childhood
got those in my back
torture.
pocket. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not.
No, that was great.
Thank you. Better than my other pun. Thanks.
That one was good too.
That was okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we're going to wrap up our show. Thanks for the super fun, super long show with Jeff May, who likes to walk on his toes. I'm so glad you were able to come and join us. We shanghaied you because we thought you were going to be doing something else, and we're like, you're going to be on the whole show.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I'm just chill. I'm just relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm as cool as the other side of the pillow here at Sideshow home base here. I'm having a good time.
Great promotion.
Yeah, that's it. I'm really good at just chilling here at Sideshow. You know how it works.
Well, you can find Jeff perching on the couch on Sideshow Podcast every other Tuesday. You can join me and other people like Jeff and Josh and Sam and Buffy and Mel on Sideshow Live every Wednesday. And don't forget to let your geek Sideshow. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.